Hi there, welcome back to ET Now. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now with me, Kanishka Sarkar and Ankita Saxena. We are live here from the SBI Live Studios. This is a show where we'll take all your stock-specific queries with our experts. So let's welcome our experts on the show, Sharmila Joshi on the fundamentals, and we also have Ajit Mishra, SVP Research, Religare Broking. Hi, both of you. Very good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll start with all the queries then, and remember, from today we'll be taking live queries with our viewers. You can join us live on the show and have your queries answered by our experts. So let's get started then. The first caller we have is Chandrasekharan, who's writing in from Chennai. Old call for Castrol India, but Ajit, let me come to you now. This query is coming from Shankar, who's writing in from Chennai. He wants to buy RVNL. He's asking, could you suggest an entry price for this stock? Do you think current levels are good to enter this stock, and what kind of movement are you expecting, say, over the next 6 months for this one?
Yeah, good morning. So we are seeing a bit of a recovery or a rebound in most of these railway names, but it's too early to say that the bottom has made and we are set for the reversal. So we are just seeing a rebound. So short term, during this recovery, maybe close to around 355, 360, something the stock might test. But let's say if the view is very short.
All right. Moving on then from RVNL to next caller who's now joining us, Dean Kumar from Ranchi is now joining
as well. But let's get to the next query then. This is Vaishnavi writing in from Chennai again. She's bought Amber Enterprises about a year back. She has 10 shares at a price of 2,390 rupees is the price that she's bought Amber Enterprises at. And what's the duration time and what's the target that she should look at? How long should she continue to hold this one? Ajit, let me come to you for this one.
So Amber, we are seeing a very consistent uptrend. Means during the space of around 21-22 period, it was a marginal top. But post this marginal dip, it has been gradually inching higher, and she has bought it at very reasonable levels. The stock still offers the overall potential to inch toward maybe the 5-digit mark. So she can continue to stay put. At the same time, now since we are seeing consolidation, a possible breakout above 8,000 is something that she might in fact consider adding more in case if the view is long term. So with 7,000 as a stop loss, she can definitely hold and look to add more once it crosses 8,000 levels.
All right, so that's the word coming in on Amber Enterprise. But let's move on to the next question. This is coming from Manisha Kala, who's writing in from. All right, I hope you have got your question answered. Thank you so much for joining us on the phone line. But let's move on to the next question. That is coming in from Subramaniam from Secunderabad. He says he has Coforge at a buying price of 1,870 rupees, 160 shares. He wants to know if he should hold it or should he be selling it at the current levels. Let me come to you, Ajit. Coforge, now this one's a mid-cap IT name that has been a clear outperformer. You see more outperformance coming in, and if yes, should he be holding on to it or at this current levels? Actually, he is actually sitting at a loss right now. So what should he do with Coforge?
So yes, we can see the outperformance within the select mid-cap IT names, and Coforge is leading from the front. But at the same time now, since the IT as a pack is still reeling under pressure, means we were not seeing any kind of meaningful recovery. And of late, yes, there were attempts of rebound, but it couldn't sustain. So Coforge also is witnessing a bit of consolidation. So if the view is short term, probably around 1650, 1600 is something which may act as a base. So with that as a stop loss, he can stay put. But for any fresh momentum, we need a decisive, break above 1800 mark. Then only we can see the stock can inch towards the record highs, or maybe make a new high. So as of now, it's a hold, but for fresh momentum, we need a close above 1800.
For fresh momentum, we need a close above 1800 for Coforge. But that's Mishra Sarkar and Ankita Saxena, a show where we're taking all your stock-specific queries So resuming all the queries then, now this one is coming from Ramanan. He's bought 360 shares of ONGC at a price of 323 rupees and 112 shares of LIC Housing Finance at a price of 757 rupees. Obviously, he's currently facing a loss in both of these purchases. He wants to, wants our expert advice on what should he be doing with these two, ONGC and LIC Housing Finance. Ajit, you want to take this one? How are the charts looking like? When do you think it would be a good time, for some upside from the levels that Ramanan has bought these shares at?
So yes, if you see, ONGC has been almost 8-9 months that has been trading in a very tight range. Currently, it's hovering around the major averages. Though it made an attempt of recovery in past also, means to cross and sustain out the major averages, but it couldn't hold. So as of now, near-term outlook looks sideways to me until we again decisively reclaim 245 and inch toward 255. So broadly, this range, 10 points range, is something that might continue to cap the upside. So if his view is short-term, I would recommend him to exit this stock, because this consolidation might continue in ONGC. And if, let's say, the view is for at least 3 to 6 months, then definitely he can stay put, because the downside also seems capped, because 225, 220 is acting as a strong base. So broadly, it's a consolidation, and a decisive close above 250 would trigger the next leg of the up move. LIC, on the other hand, has been underperforming, within this space. It's gradually drifting lower. Of late, in fact, it has formed a fresh shorting pivot, so possibility of further drag towards 510, 500 levels seems high. So for LIC Housing, it's prudent to exit.
All right. So moving on to the next question, and this is coming from a Pramod from Thrissur, Kerala. He says, it's Onam tomorrow. Wishing all the viewers a very happy Onam. Right, so that's the view on ITC and ITC hotels. But moving on from there, Sandeep from Noida is writing in. He says he has 750 shares of IEX at a buying price of 203. He wants to know your view. Ajit, let me come to you for IEX. What would be your view for the next, say, 6 months to 1 year on IEX?
So, see, after this sharp decline, we are seeing a bit of a consolidation or a pause, but the stock is still holding below its short-term averages. So this indicates that bears are still under control. Means for any decisive recovery, we need a close above 150. Otherwise, the sideways tone might continue, and the stock might again experience a downtrend or a negative move in days to come if it fails to hold this level. So as of now, since if the view is short-term, you can exit the stock and switch to the sectors or themes which are holding strong. So like auto, FMCG, consumer durables, select metal counters, where you can consider relocating as well.
So that's the short-term view. You could look at exiting IEX and enter into some of the consumption or auto names at this juncture. But on that note, all right, so that's the view on Dixon Tech. But moving on to the next query then, this one is coming from Ramya, who's again written in from Chennai. Okay, so this one is on ITC. We've already taken ITC. So let's get to the next query then. This is Narayan, writing from Bangalore again. So he wants to know if it's a good time to invest in railway stocks as of now. If yes, can you suggest 3 picks? We already discussed railway stocks with Sharmila. Ajit, let me come to you. Any railway-related counters on your list for the short term?
See, short term, VNL rated is some of the stocks wherein we were seeing traction, but again, since the reversal is not confirmed, one needs to be slightly selective. ISATC also one can add to that list, but do maintain a strict stop loss, let's say 2-3% down from the current area for all these top names, and in case if it rebound, let's say 6 to 7%, you should definitely book profits.
All right, so that's the word coming in on the railway stocks. Let's move on to the next.
But that's all the time that we have for all the queries today. On that note, we'll let you go, Sharmila and Ajit. Thank you so much for joining us. But let's move on and get you some more updates on the GST front. Now, it's a mixed bag for the auto sector, small cars, motorcycle bonanza, indeed, just before Diwali. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Buy Now Sell Now. We'll see you tomorrow with all your stock-specific questions answered on this show. Mishra, I will take you leave. Thank you so much for tuning in.